Good afternoon, everyone. I hope this video is finding you in a great state. This is the Austin James Haynes Show. It's time to get free, stay present, and move forward. This is an ongoing journey for all of us, but perhaps you're dealing with a life or business challenge that is weighing you down. I want to speak to you. The person who's going to get this, that has a major challenge, and specifically, maybe it's a high performer. Maybe it's somebody who's used to slaying all the dragons, conquering everything, but maybe you find yourself in a predicament. I want to get you to lift your head up because we have a great opportunity to conquer. I am excited to be joined by Juanita Kapp, the Meticulous Moments podcast, as well as, amongst other things, a former pastor, martial arts expert, public speaker, author, and actually martial artist, right? Martial artist. So you think of martial arts, but it's artist. That's a really great play. And you're an entrepreneur based out of South Africa, but you're like international everywhere. You're here now. Where are you right now?
At the moment, I'm in Texas, in Thailand. Texas. Yes.
And there's a lot going on in Texas right now, but we're not going to go there. And then we get to meet again with Mr. Alejandro J. Tornato, speaker, leadership development, trainer, lots of hours of research and working with people. Incredible thing. And you both formed, I just want to remind everybody, the KAPPTOR Connection. So before we get into this amazing event you're having on March 29th and 30th about conquering, let's talk about the KAPPTOR Connection and what this was birthed for, why you're doing this. Because I think you can't pick up any self-development, anything without getting to why, right? I mean, Simon Sinek made it famous, but what is the why behind the KAPPTOR Connection? And that can lead us right into this amazing event you're doing. So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so very much. I mean, it's definitely been a pleasure. I think that we have been absent for a little while, but now, we are coming back. With even more vigor, with even more strength, with the determination to conquer and keep conquering. Because this is the subject of our upcoming conference is conquering. And you know what happens, Austin, is we are living in times where people are being conquered as opposed to they conquer their own life. And so we just want people feel very, very comfortable where they are. And I think that it is one of the missions that Juanita and myself, we want to get people to get, and I'm sorry, for being a little bit direct here, but to get their asses off the couch, because most people, they feel very comfortable where they are. But when you get yourself in a comfort area, then you are getting in a very stagnant area where nothing happens and you're not making anything happen. So we want to help people to conquer, to really conquer their lives. And by doing so, they are able to conquer other people, so to help other people conquering their own lives in every area. Not just in the personal area, in the business area, in the entrepreneurship area, in their social area, in every single area, because all those areas are consistent with your life. Your life is not just one area, but it's the composite of all those areas together.
Well said. Before I turn it over to Juanita, I just want to say that if you're watching this, you don't choose to be conquered. I think we kind of can drift there, and we'll hopefully get more from Juanita And Alejandro, and if you're on the podcast, I just want to point out that Alejandro has this incredible backdrop. You got to come on the video and see it. Say yes to new adventures. What else is behind you there, Alejandro? Because I really want people to see some of the slogans you get to see every day.
Yes. Believe in the journey of your dreams. Believe in that journey. Never give up, no matter what.
Yes.
Today, I will make a difference. You see? Amazing. But, you know, this, I mean, something happens with this. I was doing a talk, and I was doing an interview. I was being interviewed, and then after that interview, the person who was doing the interview looked at that and he said, "You know, Alejandro, there's one word that should not be there." And I looked at it and I said, today I will make a difference. Today I will make a difference. What is the word that shouldn't? And then, you know, do you know?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Which is?
Will.
Which one?
Will.
You got it. So today is not I will make a difference. Today I make a difference.
Yes.
I make a difference.
Great. So the next time we get on here, I want to see a big line through that. So,
take care.
Thank you for sharing that, Alejandro. I want to go over to Juanita because this is your first time speaking to the audience here. So first of all, welcome. I'm glad you're with me today.
Thank you so much, guys. It's wonderful to be back here. Austin and Alejandro and I have been in this space before with previous KAPPTOR conferences. We've made some history. And to get back to your question about the why, you know, Austin, Alejandro and I got connected through the Connected Leaders Academy, the CLA. And we decided to start this venture to bring upliftment. It's always been our mission and our dream to bring upliftment, to bring empowerment to people, to share our experiences, because we believe that as we rise, we lift. And we want to invest into people's lives personally and professionally. And, you know, we were talking about the theme for this conference, and we were working with a lot of ideas, kind of mulling them over. And the word conquer just stood out because we have been through certain transitions in our personal capacity as well as in our business capacity, the two of us. And I guess you too, you know, Austin, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
And there were so many things that we had to face, so many roadblocks, so many speed humps, so many mountains we had to climb. And we realized that sometimes, like you've mentioned, situations can conquer us or attempt to conquer our self-belief. Sometimes we can be our worst enemy. We can have things that we do in our lives that are self-sabotaging. Sometimes we just have to pivot a little bit. You just listen to one speaker and they connect those dots for you, and suddenly you have the answer to the questions that you have or the problem that you are facing. So KAPPTOR is all about upliftment. I mean, we have worked with so many amazing, prolific speakers, and this conference is just going to be on another level. We have so many people coming in, so we're excited that our why for starting KAPPTOR has been the same, because that is our purpose, that is our goal, and it keeps changing and evolving, and that's the exciting part. That's the journey right there. That's the adventure.
Well, you make a great team for sure, with the diversity of experience and culture and your backgrounds. I want to get to a question, and before we go back to Alejandro, what is it about being a martial artist that has, and I know there's many things, because martial arts is such a great metaphor, and there's so many things that you can draw from for conquering, but I want to speak specifically to you, and what do you draw from being, like, as far as conquering? How do those two connect for you? Is there one key theme or something that you draw from your experience? What level are you? You want to let everybody know? Because I don't know I know there's black belt and all these different things, but if you could share that, like where you are in that journey, and then
absolutely.
And then what key thing do you really draw from that you think would help people? And I know you're going to get into this in the conference, so I know you're going to probably get more as you host that conference, but I just want to give some people value today since you're on here. So what is it that, where are you in your martial arts, and what specifically do you draw from that to conquer?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've been in the martial arts for almost a decade now. I'm brown belt level 2. I'll be completing my black belt soon. I have been blessed to have
Wow.
received awards at the UK Black Belt Hall of Fame, and I also received an award at the Action Martial Arts Hall of Honors this year in Atlantic City for outstanding in
Oh, Atlantic City,
martial arts. Yes,
right
I'm
near
so.
me. I'm an hour from there. Yeah.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
So there's other awards also coming up, and I have to give God the glory for that, Austin, because I
Amen.
feel like the martial arts found me. It's something that I
Ah,
wanted to do when I was a child, and my mom said no. She said, no, that's for boys. You know, it's for men and boys. Girls don't do that. And when I took my son I was in my 30s when I took my son to martial arts because I wanted him to learn how to be disciplined and, learn how to protect himself. I fell in love with the transition that I saw in him. And I went to the Kiyoshi and I said, can I also do martial arts? What age do you have to start? And he said, you don't have to be a certain age. Come, we'll start, and that was almost 10 years ago. So I've been training for 10 years. I do Shorin Ryu, Shorin Kan karate. I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I do self-defense, bladed and wooden weapons,
wow.
and also kumite and fighting. We do MMA, so we do all-style tournaments. But the lesson that I've learned in the martial arts, and this is what I teach people that I coach and that I work with as well, is I learned how to conquer myself. I was my biggest obstacle because I had so
Okay.
many self-limiting beliefs. And it really, martial arts stretched my character so much. I had to dig so deep. I had to do so much introspection. I actually found myself in the arts. And now it's not just a sport that I do. It's not something I just do to let my time pass. It has become my life. It's my lifestyle. And I take the principles from martial arts and I apply it to my life when I'm raising my children, or when I'm doing business, or when I'm conducting an event, or whatever it may be. Every area, those principles stay the same. You can just pivot them and change them to apply for the situation. So my biggest thing that I had to conquer was my self-limiting beliefs. And sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And I have to say, I've seen a significant change in my life since before I started martial arts and after I started martial arts, because it's almost like I'm a completely different person. It opened up so many things for me.
So I want you to hold on to this. We're gonna come back to it. What did you have to conquer? Like, what did
My
you have?
self-limiting beliefs.
Well, but hold on. So I want you to think about, like, I'm gonna come back to you. So what else did you have to conquer in that journey? You conquered yourself. Well, I want to find out, was there something else you had to conquer? So hold that, and let's go to Alejandro, because I want to see what Alejandro draws from in his conquer journey as an accomplished Toastmaster. I believe you're a distinguished Toastmaster. Is that right, Alejandro? Yeah.
That's
So
right. And
distinguished. Yeah, go ahead.
yes, and one thing, Austin, as I was listening to you, and as I was listening, to Juanita describe, her conquering career, through martial arts. And by the way, Juanita, you're gonna be having the not just the black belt, but the blackest of belts. It's gonna be your belt is gonna be the blackest of all. So because her determination, to keep improving, it's incredible.
Yes.
But when we talked about conquering, and one of the illustrations that comes to me is conquering a mountain, conquering Mount Everest. That's a very famous mountain, but that's a mountain that claimed so many people. There are so many, believe it or not, there are so many people who have conquered the summit of Mount Everest, but at the same time, there are so many dead bodies that are all over the mountain, because the mountain has claimed a lot of dead people. And so what makes the difference between conquering the mountain and dying on the mountain? Well, one thing is And this is the definition of conquering. It says to gain mastery over or win by overcoming obstacles or opposition. That's what conquering is. But
Yeah.
what I love is to gain mastery. You see, if you're going to conquer Mount Everest, you cannot just one morning have the idea and say, hey, I am going to conquer Mount Everest. Let's just go. I am on my underwear. Okay, but let's just go and do it. I mean, no equipment, no nothing. You just have the idea and go for it. Guess what?
Yes.
You are going to be the next dead body on the mountain. Because in order to do that, you need to gain mastery and you need to be prepared. And yes, everyone has the potential to conquer and to conquer your own potential, but you need preparation. You cannot be a crazy dude or a crazy girl going and say, okay, I'm going to do that. With no. You need to put your mind to it. You need to train for a certain time. You need to gain mastery, and then you'll be able to conquer. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up for failure, my friends.
Yes, great analogy. I got Kay is joining us here, saying hello. Hi, Kay. Good to have you.
Hello,
and
Kay.
I want to grab this opportunity because even getting to base camp is a journey. But what I want to encourage people to do, because one of the things in the mountain climbing is to be equipped. To be equipped. And one of the ways you can get equipped to climb your Mount Everest is to go to the convention that you're having, the Conquer, on March 29th and 30th.
29th and 30th. Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, which is coming up here very quickly. We're talking about 9 days away. And, sometimes what I've witnessed and learned is that you think about conquering the mountain in your own life, right? But then there's this opportunity to take this step to go to your conference. Is such a easy to do, as Jim Rohn would say, easy to do, easy not to do. So I just think about that to just commit and do it. So you want to get into the details, and then we're going to go back to Juanita. I got her Conquer thing. But what are the details about the event? Because we want to give people that step right now to get equipped and not just show up in their underwear, because that wouldn't be good.
No. The event, we're going to have speakers. Hello, Kay. Thank you so very much. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I hope that, Kay, you are conquering. You are conquering. Thank you very much. Orange is one of my favorite colors. I love vibrant colors. But we are going to have speakers. We're going to have speakers talking about their own experiences. We are not you have to talk about this topic or that topic. No, let's talk about the main theme of conquering. And I know that speakers will be able, to relate that to their own experiences or things that they have learned along the way in their own journeys. And so it's going to be 2 good days where people are going to be learning a lot. Austin, I heard it so many times, and I heard it from one of my mentors, quite some time ago. It says, when you go to a conference, when you go to any event, it's not that you are going to be receiving everything and you are going to be like a sponge absorbing everything. But the most important thing when you attend an event is, and I said it many times, is the value, the awesome value of just one, not many, but one new idea.
Yeah.
that you can implement, and if you implement that idea, it can revolutionize your life, your business, your social, your relationships, whatever it is. That one idea, that value, can really change your life.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
don't go to an event looking for 100 ideas.
Mhm.
No, well, that's good. I mean, if you can get 100 ideas, but just go and see, wow, the light bulb goes off. One idea,
Yeah.
implement that one idea, and see a year later how your life has taken a shift and a completely turnaround. That's
Great,
that's
great point.
that's what I'm looking
Very
for.
true.
Great point. So Alejandro, I'm going to come back to you with the question of what did you have to conquer to get to where you are now, even on this podcast? And then I'm going to
Okay.
go back to Juanita. But before I do, how can people register? Is there a link? Like where can you? I just want to point them to the right place.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Juanita.
Yes, absolutely. We are going to make the link available today. Austin, we're going to put it in the comments here for this
Perfect.
live, and they can just click on there and register.
And I can put it in the podcast notes as well. Is it going to be available for playback?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It's gonna go on multiple platforms. It's gonna stay
Okay.
there. It's gonna be available for playback as well.
Okay, great. So once we get that, we can put that with the notes as well. So somebody who gets this after the event, you can still come back and conquer. So
That's it.
Juanita, what else is it that you think of when you think of what did you conquer to get here?
Absolutely. I want to add to what Alejandro was saying about one idea.
Okay.
And, if it wasn't for that one idea, the KAPPTOR Connection conference wouldn't be here. We are on our fourth conference, guys, and we have had such
Yes.
a journey. That was one virtual coffee, one idea, and this is what came from it. And, it's just going from strength to strength. My most important, I would say, thing that I had to conquer was self confidence. I had to start to believe in myself.
Good.
And in the wise words of an amazing, actually, the godfather of jiu-jitsu that I interviewed this week, the legend Carlos Machado, I'm going to quote him twice. He said, we have to get to a place where we believe that we can not just be average, but above average. And that's what martial arts did for me. It showed me that I don't have to be average in all the things in my life. I can be above average because I believe in myself. And the
Mm,
second quote that I want to quote him on was, he talked about the fact that I am the main character in my story. No
yeah.
one else can be the character in my life story, personally, in my business, in all the roles that I fulfill. And that
Yes.
really spoke to me, Austin, because that hit me hard. That was what I had to conquer. I had to be present in the moment, like you always teach people. I had to
Mhm.
be present in the moment. It showed me how to focus on me, in the sense that I had to see what I had to change. I was struggling with self belief, I was struggling with self doubt, I didn't have confidence. And I had to start to believe that I can do it. And that's
Yeah.
what martial arts did for me. So then I realized I don't have to be average, I can be above average. And I'm not someone in a story that's just bobbing around on the waves. I am the main character in my own story, and I'm the main
Yes.
character in my own business.
No, I love that because I mean there's a sense of humility, right? But I
Yeah.
think what we're talking about is some people like just want to blend into the background and not own who they are in their story. I think there's a difference. And I think that's what you're talking about. It's like, believe in yourself, step forward in your own skin, plant your flag,
Yes.
be who you are and conquer. And I think that's what you're talking about. So I think there's a difference there. And thank you for bringing that point up and sharing that. So let's go over to Alejandro and hear what his conquer moment is. And just let people know if you're on the podcast, make sure you come over to the video. You want to see Alejandro's orange uh, shirt that he has on here, the backdrop, and just all the fun things that the visuals here. So Alejandro, what did you have to? What was your conquer moment, if you will?
Well, listen, very, very succinctly, my conquering moment was conquering what people thought of me.
Oh.
what people spoke of me.
Mhm.
You see, when I started years ago, when I started this journey, this journey is the journey into personal development, personal growth, professional development, leadership, speaking, communicating, connecting. That industry is a fascinating industry, but if you're not very careful, that industry can bring you down very quickly. You know what? Because of
Yeah.
a few reasons. One is comparing yourself to
Mm.
others. You
Yes.
see, it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't, listen to me very carefully, everyone. It doesn't matter how good you are,
Mhm.
there is going to be someone in this world that is much better than you.
That's right.
Did you know that? I mean,
Yes.
listen,
I'm reminded.
you are not, that's right. You are not, no matter how good you are, don't consider that you are the last Coke in the desert. The last, I mean, some people think, hey, I'm the last can of Coke in the desert. No,
Mm.
no, no, no,
Great
my friend.
analogy.
You are not. And so I had to go through that.
Yeah.
When I started, I was very, I paid attention. Well, when I posted this, I mean, how many likes I got, or did people like
Mm.
what I said, or look at what these people, or the comment, or she didn't like, or she didn't resonate with my message, or
No.
he said that. And I was all over the place, and those things really affected me, and they prevented me from keep growing. I mean, there was a time that I was very stale and very stagnant because I was
Right.
afraid of putting out content and doing things because of what people may think of me. Hey, look at this
Mm.
crazy dude. I mean, when I stopped doing that, and when I kept growing in myself, in my conviction of who I was, when I conquered my, as Juanita said, my limiting beliefs. I mean, am I, what kind of a person am I? I mean, when I looked inside of me and I said, this is who I am, whether people have two options: either people like me or people hate me. I mean, if people like me, that's fine, no problems. If people hate me, that's fine also. They can, I mean, no problems, but I have to keep going. Now, when
Mm.
you
Right.
get to the point that you can conquer that, then, my friends, the sky is the limit.
That is so true. So it's a similar theme. It's conquering the
Yeah,
self,
Mhm.
is what I'm hearing. This
that's right.
facing your own limitations, and
You know,
especially,
Austin,
yeah,
yes, you can. I mean, you are, and I know that you heard it many times, and Juanita heard it many times, and most everyone heard it many times. Don't look for any enemy. You are your worst enemy. Don't look for anybody else to be your
Yeah.
enemy. You are your own enemy. You are
that's it.
enemy
That's
number
it. Yeah,
one.
that's an African proverb. Actually,
That's right.
the enemy,
Yes.
right? Juanita, am I
The
right?
enemy
Mhm.
within. That's right.
Yeah.
The enemy within.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. So that's and that's a really great point, like that we're bringing up here. But the how to, like, what's the kit? So this is why you want to register for the conference, which we're going to be
Yes.
putting that link. We'll get it out to all the different platforms so you can get registered for this. But I want to speak to the top performer too, because I think one of the things we need to conquer is you don't need to be a solo. We're talking about overcoming the personal part, but we want to understand that we conquer, when we lock arms, when we
Yes.
congregate with others, and that's what this is. This is not just a data download on the steps. I
Mhm.
think there's going to be that, but when you hear the stories, and you because, like you said, Alejandro, there's one idea, but there could be one person on there where you go, that person and my story are very similar. And when you hear that person's story, a lot of times you hear people say, I thought I was the only one. And that's when they open up and go, wow. And the other thing I want to say is, like, you both are a ball to hang out with. You're fun. There's a lot of laughs. Like, it's not just, this plain thing. Like, there's going to be a lot of laughs here. There's going to be some emotions. So I think all of it's going to exist. So put yourself in the right room, and you see what you can grab from this.
Austin. Austin. Let me just say this. Let's see, Kay. I love what Kay said. I can motivate others, but not self. I mean, isn't that true? That sometimes, you have all the vigor, the vitality, the energy to motivate us. As rah, 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 let's go. I mean, you can do it. Let's go. God has given you potential. Let's do it. And then when it comes to you, is you're just like, oh my goodness. I mean, I can motivate others, but where do I find the energy to motivate myself? And that's that. But another thing that I wanted to say is, when it comes to this relationship between Juanita and myself, is and as John Maxwell would say, these are not my words. It says, you see, if you want to run very quick, go by yourself. Okay, if you want to run quick and fast, go by yourself.
Yes.
But if you want to go farther, if you want to go the distance, if you want to go the whole marathon, go with somebody else.
Yes.
And that is the power of collaboration, my friends.
Yes.
But not collaboration with anybody, collaboration with the right person. And then with that, you can definitely go the distance.
Very great way to sum that up. So final words, we're up against the clock. I just wanted to final word. This has been great. So we're going to have this up on the podcast. It's going to be up in perpetuity, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. So if you're getting this on the playback, interact. If something's moving you on the playback, just type it in. And if you're on the podcast, check out the video. If you're on the video, go subscribe to the podcast. And before we close it out, I want to let everybody know tomorrow I'm going to be with Nigel Bennett. Nigel Bennett was talk about rock and roll dreams. He listen to this. He auditioned with the Sex Pistols, Iron Maiden, those bands in the late 70s, early 80s. But then guess what? He had breakout success, but he had the challenges. He beat addiction, overcame his demons, kept his dreams alive, and now he's reinvented himself here in the United States from the UK. Many of his songs, one of the songs was on MTV. He toured with Julian Lennon. He's going to be with me tomorrow. We're going to get him to play a little bit of the guitar, but it's mostly about his story. So that's going to be on the podcast tomorrow. So make sure you listen for that. But right now, let's just get some final statements here from Juanita and Alejandro to close this out today. What an amazing time we've had so far.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you, Austin, for hosting us. Alejandro and I, we've walked a professional path with you for a long time, and the journey continues. Thank you so much. On the colors, just quickly, Alejandro loves bright colors. He loves this navy blue. We have all his colors on here today. He loves yellow and orange. And I've got a little bit of red for him because he was talking about a joke. But I just want to give a shout out to our speakers that are on board. The list goes on. I'm just going to give a shout out to some of these are conquerors, and they want to help the audience and the attendees to conquer as well. They speak from experience and they speak from the heart. We give a shout out to Jose Escobar and Larry Moss, Michael V. Lines, Kimberly Inez Mays, Jared Barto, Justin Danforth. I mean, the list goes on, guys. We have amazing speakers coming up.
I had Justin on my show. Justin was on the show.
Justin Danforth, shout out to him.
Great
Austin's
story.
going to be on. I mean, guys, high caliber. So join us. To be an attendee is $67. We're going to show the link under this in the comments. And if you want to sign up as a speaker, please connect with us via Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Thank you, Austin, for the
Thank
opportunity.
you. Thank you. Alejandro, final words.
Yes, thank you so very much, Austin, for this opportunity. And I just want to say very quickly, because I think that Juanita already said it. If you want to conquer even more than you have been conquering up to now, then join us on the 29th and 30th, because then we want to inspire you. We want to motivate you to just not. There's two things. I'm just going to end with this very quickly. Remember these two words, my friends. One is mediocrity, and the other one is excellence. Which one do you want to live your life, the rest of your life, with? Do you want to live in a state of mediocrity? I hope not. Or do you want to start living in a spirit of excellence? You know, the God who created you is an excellent God, and he demands excellence from each one of us, not mediocrity. So in a spirit of excellence, I want to see you on the 29th and 30th to keep conquering together.
Fantastic. March 29th and 30th. I'll be sharing a poem there. And I just want to hit this, like, what a great time to have this theme. There's a lot going on in the world.
Yeah.
And we can get caught up in the world. I want you to focus on you and what you're conquering in your life, and step into this, because I know you're going to walk away blessed. And sometimes it's one idea, it's one event, it's one action, it's one decision to do something, when most of the time you just push it off. So I know there's one person that's going to get this, it's going to resonate with, and perhaps we'll see you at the conference. So thank you so much, Juanita. Thank you so much, Alejandro. What a great time. It's always a great time to spend with you. And this is not the end of the show. This show is going to continue. So if you like it, share it with a friend, comment. It's all good. We'll get it. So have a great day, everyone. March 29th and 30th.
Thank you.
Bye for now.